Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, well, my number one is Killer Instinct on the Xbox One, a game I've been looking forward to for a decade, maybe more, for every year for 10 years. Maybe 10 years, maybe slightly longer than that, maybe slightly less long than that. Whenever anyone asks me, what do you hope they announce at E3? What are you hoping for would come out? It was only ever Killer Instinct. For some reason, Games Press over here were really shitty when that got announced. Like making snide jokes like the original Killer Instinct was rubbish. I have a theory about that, and that's primarily that Killer Instinct came amongst all sorts of games like Primal Rage and Pitfire, all of the games that tried to be Mortal Kombat, not Pitfire, all of the games that tried to be Mortal Kombat in the wake of Mortal Kombat. And, but Rise of the Robots, all of these beat-em-ups.
Rise of the Robots.
There were so many awful beat-em-ups, and Killer Instinct was slap bang in the middle of them. So when people tell me, the original was rubbish, I just want to... 1950s cop movie, flashlight in the face.
Yeah. Also, how many of those people that say that have played it?
That's what I want to know. Tell me about it.
I haven't played it.
I want to quiz people on Killer Instinct when they say that it's rubbish, because it fucking wasn't rubbish. It gave birth to some systems that are still in fighting games now. So I was looking forward to this. The game lived up to my expectations at the same time as being an empty shell of a game, and what's there for £16? Basically, everyone can play the game for free with one character, and I mean, play the story mode. You can't call it. There is no story mode. It's called survival mode. Survival mode is just you fight the 6-character roster over and over again until it gets too hard. It's not really a mode. It's just in place because without it there would be no single player. Apparently, a story mode is coming via DLC at the beginning of next year, along with 2 other characters. So it doesn't feel like a complete game. The other thing is the multiplayer is you can have a rank match, or you can have I say you can play a friend, but because of the way the party system's structured, it's impossible sometimes to get a game, because the systems... What happens is you go into a menu to play an unranked game, and it'll say, so-and-so, who... If you say I'm in a party with a mate, so-and-so has been added to your game. And they're like, I haven't been added to your game. But the party is in the game. So if I go to another game, the party will change, but you can't... Another... I don't want to go into that
would
anyway.
be the sound of me just softly packing the machine back into the box. We
spent 15 minutes last night just trying to have a game with each other, and we got out of the party.
A fucking fighting game.
We went into a Skype chat instead of a party and tried to invite each other that way, but they make it really hard to invite people. So these are problems with the machine rather than the game, I think.
Is it going to get to the point where you're going to have to party up on 360 and then just play on...
Believe me, question marks everywhere. I don't know why, along with exclamation marks and profanity also. But the prime problem with the multiplayer is that fighting games now, you have to have a lobby, and you have to have you have to be able to sit in a lobby with some friends and watch the fight that's happening. What do they call that?
Spectator mode.
Spectator mode, exactly. That's a must now. I mean, the spectator mode in Mortal Kombat was brilliant. Soul Calibur had it. The Soul Calibur 5, I should say. Although Soul Calibur 2 HD didn't, which was a shame. The Street Fighter games, you need that now. If you want to compete you need that. The fact that it isn't, it's all very bare bones. Whether they'll add it later, I don't know, along with story mode. Who knows?
Well, it's adding later. That's what everything is now.
Exactly.
It's like, no.
Yeah, that's what it doesn't feel. It feels like a shell of a game, and it's a shame, because the actual game is absolutely fantastic. It's so hard to describe fighting games way. It feels like the new Street Fighter 4, Super Street Fighter 4, in that it's really easy to pick up, and you can do damage, and you can potentially win fights by just sort of messing around a little bit. But under the hood, it's so advanced and so... I've already leapt out of my chair so many times playing it. It descends when you've got a well-matched player into a furious battle of wits, like any great fighting game, like Street Fighter, like any great fighting game, and it's just so tremendously exciting. Basically, before Killer Instinct invented combo breakers, and you just press a very simple button. I think it was up on the SNES or select or something, where you'd break the combo. Now combos are split into 3, and it's light, medium, and heavy. So you have to do the correct combo. You have to see what move's being done, whether it's a light, heavy, or a medium attack, and press the corresponding combo breaker button. If you press the wrong one, or you press one too late, you're locked out for about 3 seconds, I think, from trying to
break. Quite a long time.
Yeah, exactly. But there are certain situations, if you've started noticing that they're doing shorter combos, that it's better to eat the combo rather than try and break it, because you can also preemptively, what do they call them? You can basically press the combo breaker, but while you're doing a combo before you think they're going to press it, and all of this sounds really complicated. It's really not. There's a really great tutorial mode where all of this stuff's explained to you, and it's just. But in addition to the normal combo stuff, you have to do a combo opener and a combo ender. So if you don't do the combo ender, you still do the combo, but they don't take away the full amount of energy. I mean, all of this stuff is just. It's pointless explaining it. I mean, it makes perfect sense. Shadow moves, and you can work them into combos. Shadow moves can also back you out of a combo, even in Ultra, so that you can basically restart
I mean, this
the combo.
sounds nightmarish, but
it's really not. That's the beauty.
I know it doesn't, not to me, but I can imagine someone who doesn't really play fighting games. This sounds too complicated.
It's really not complicated. I mean, you can pull off sort of 10, 15 hit combos really easily, but the beauty of the fact that it's so easy is that when you really go deep, somebody who can do 10, 15 hit combos is not going to smash me up online.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great. It's as great a fighting game as I've played in the last 5 years. It's at the moment. The problem is that there's only 6 characters.
Yeah.
The online's piffling. But some of the matches I've had, I'm telling you, I mean, especially double helix.
I know. How good.
A hell of a jump on there.
Maybe this is what they always wanted to do.
Maybe. Well, I tell you what, they've done me proud.
Well, I watched that one you put on YouTube. You just put a random match on YouTube, and it was quite exciting.
That was a really close one. But
so if something like that happens now on Xbox, you can just shout Xbox record, right? I mean, I know you put this on YouTube, so it was different. But if you're just doing it normally, and it will you can jump into it'll record it and then you can jump into it later, can you?
Yes, and then you can edit it later.
That's great.
The annoying thing is that it kind of records, if it thinks that something's really, really impressive, it records it for you. So I was playing Battlefield and I leveled up and it just said clip recorded, and I went back and I watched it and it's like me reloading in a corner.
Sweet.
Because I leveled up at that particular moment. Or FIFA, every time your keeper smashes a ball away, which happens quite a lot, if you're playing against somebody who's decent, it records that. So
Can you turn that off?
I haven't checked, Actually, it's starting to get annoying because it clogs up your activity feed. Yeah. So actually, that is quite annoying.
I can't see that being good for your hard drive or anything. Just constantly putting tiny little chunks on there. That's going to slow everything down to fuck.
Yeah, and they make it impossible to know where to delete. I mean, Upload Studio is different because you can actually delete clips in there, but game saves, stuff you've installed on your hard drive. I
heard it deletes a lot of that stuff like automatically, depending on how much you're playing it and things. It sounds like a machine of maniacs. I thought the PS3 was a machine of maniacs, but this sounds like it might be taking it to another level.
It sounds like it might be the new PS3. Yeah, I am starting to worry. But
no one wants the new PS3.
No, they really don't.
No one wants that. Even just sent chills down my spine even thinking about the stress.
Yeah. But Killer Instinct is £16. They're going to build upon it, and it's so damn good. It's just. It should have been so much more than it is. You can also incidentally buy a £31 version, which comes with a few completely pointless trinkets and an arcade port of the original Killer Instinct. My mate bought that version. I didn't. I was almost going to buy it because all I've ever wanted was to play the arcade port. He sent me a video of him playing it. It has not aged well in the slightest.
No,
it looks
not.
Absolute shit. So, but that's from £16 to £31 for a load of
it's double.
For that old port, which is not online, and a load of stuff to put.
Oh, it's not online?
No, it's not, no.
Oh, I suppose that would be quite hard to do, yeah.
Well, no, they said they're thinking about doing it, but...
Oh, what?
Yeah, exactly.
Just do it.
Exactly. Yeah. Watch this space. Maybe you'll have the game you paid for.
I'm done.
Exactly.
I'm doing something else later. I might be dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Who cares? Just do it now.
We'll take your money and maybe the full experience.
Yeah.
TBC.
Get fucked.
Yeah, God, it really is turning into something. Yeah.
That's more annoying to me than microtransactions. Come in later. What do you think I've got? I've only got one. I'm fucking old.